Ja, hallo und willkommen zu Hansis Musikstunde, wo ich, Ihr Host Hans-Peter Schaaf, nur deutsche Musik aus alter und neuer Zeit spielen werde. Genießen Sie Schlager, Volksmusik, Märsche, Walzer und was es sonst noch an guter deutscher Musik gibt. Und los geht's mit 60 Minuten schöner Musik.
It turned out to be a love song, my latest country song. I wrote a heartstring melody for you since you were gone. It wasn't all that easy to find the words, took time. I wished you'd never left me, you're always on my mind. I wrote you a country song, I miss you so, oh yeah, about how much I care. Just wanted you to know I wrote you a country song, signed it with love, oh yeah. If only you could hear my song, you're all I'm thinking of. Yes, the house feels cold and empty without the love I knew to help me ease the pain. I sing the song I wrote for you. I wished you'd hear the music straight from my heart, here by the old fireplace, but we're too far apart. Sure hope you hear my love song from many miles away. It tells how much I miss you so each hour and every day. I wrote you a country song, I miss you so, oh yeah, about how much I care. Just wanted you to know I wrote you a country song, signed it with love, oh yeah. If only you could hear my song, you're all I'm thinking of. I wrote you a country song, I miss you so, oh yeah. About how much I care, just wanted you to know I wrote you a country song, signed it with love, oh yeah. If only you could hear my song, you're all I'm thinking of. If only you could hear my song, you're all I'm thinking of.
Yeah, hello and welcome back to a new show of Hansi's Musikstunde here on German American Radio. Well, today I'm going to feature you again Carl Embroy with an interview. We started the show with I Wrote You a Country Song, and now you will hear Sunday Morning Coming Down. Yeah, and Carl is a German immigrant to the US and became a well-known country singer in America as in Germany and worldwide.
Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled in my closet through my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. Then I washed my face and combed my hair and stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. I'd smoked my mind the night before with cigarettes and songs I'd been picking. But I lit my first and watched a small kid playing with a can that he was kicking. Then I walked across the street and caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. Lord, it took me back to something that I'd lost somewhere, somehow, along the way. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday that makes the body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying as half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk and Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw Daddy with a laughing little girl that he was swinging. And I stopped beside a Sunday school and listened to the songs they were singing. Then I headed down the streets, and somewhere far away a lonely bell was ringing. And it echoed through the canyons like the disappearing dreams of yesterday. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in Sunday that makes the body feel alone. And ain't nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk and Sunday morning coming down.
Yeah, my dear listeners, as already announced, we will have a great interview today with Carl Emeroy and his music. Hello, Carl, and thank you very much for taking the time for today's interview. But now we want to know, who is Carl Emeroy? Where are you from, and where do you live now?
Way back in time, we immigrated over here. My mom, my little brother, and myself, and my stepdad was already in the United States a year prior to. But so we arrived here in 1962, back in time, and things were not as wonderful as everybody had painted the picture, like it was really all so easy, which it wasn't. And there was a lot of homesickness and things like that going on. But anyways, later on, of course, I had to go high school again because I did finish my school in Hamburg in Germany, where we went to after the war from Austria. And so
I did have to come over here and go into it again, which was difficult because I didn't have the English language. But then, of course, later on it came more natural, and I got myself involved in music, found some friends with the same interests, basically, and taught myself some guitar. And Chicago was kind of a mega place for immigrants at the time, and a lot of diverse type of things going on with any nationality you want to really name resided over there, and it was kind of a nice feel in those days. There was lots of people coming in from Europe at the time, and there were theaters, German speaking, and all the restaurants, which some of you are familiar with, like the Rhinelander Lounge and the Brauhaus much later. Rhinelander Lounge is where I really got kind of a chance to perform at first, alongside of people like Tony Marshall and Tom Astor, Heidi Brühl, Jimmy Margulis, Ivo Rovich, and so many others who frequented over at that Rhinelander Lounge, which was quite popular in those days.
Yeah, Carl, you mentioned just a few places that I know myself, especially the Brauhaus. I've been there many, many times. I knew the owners really well. But now we want to play one of your songs here for our listeners, When a Mother Rocks a Child, before we continue in the interview.
A mother rocks her baby in the middle of the night. Her hands are warm and tender. She hums a lullaby. When he's a little older, she'll teach him how to fly. It makes the angels happy when a mother rocks a child. Oh, life can rock the cradle, sometimes the bell will break. In human situations, we sometimes make mistakes, but you teach him all his lessons, do our best and really try. It's a special time for dreaming when a mother rocks a child. When a mother rocks a baby on a sunny summer day, too soon that little baby will grow, fly away. But he will still remember when she sang lullaby. There's nothing quite so tender as when a mother rocks a child. Oh, life can rock the cradle, sometimes the bell will break. In human situations, we sometimes make mistakes, but you teach him all his lessons, do our best and really try. It's a special time for dreaming when a mother rocks a child. Oh, life can rock the cradle, sometimes the bell will break. In human situations, we sometimes make mistakes, but you teach him all his lessons, do our best and really try. It's a special time for dreaming when a mother rocks a child.
tell us a little bit more about you, because I think our listeners and also me, we like your music.
But I'm so grateful that I was always interested in music, and that was really what I always lived for. Besides working a job, of course, everybody has to do that. I did a little waiting on tables and cooking in the kitchen, and never mind, I just keep on singing if the food didn't turn out right. That was that was very important. But anyways, so then on and on and on, and that's how it went. And hey, I understand that Hans-Peter, you were a neighbor of mine. You were a neighbor of mine, actually. I just found that out. You're just telling me that. Milwaukee. Well, I had a few little performances in Milwaukee way back in time, and some of these halls and some of the German places that we visited there with a small band. It's been so long ago, I can't tell you exactly where or what.
Yes, Carl, with our phone conversations, you found out, that I'm a cheesehead. Yes, I am a cheesehead. And I have family from the cheesehead country. So we were neighbors. And a lot of the German places in Milwaukee or Wisconsin are sadly enough closed down. But it's always good to remember the good old times, isn't it? But we also want to know, how did you get to play country music? That's pretty much unusual for a German immigrant to play country music. They usually play Blasmusik or something like that. But you decided on country music.
Well, back in 1993, oh, wait a minute, it was probably earlier than that. I had just, the notion to get down to Nashville. I seem to enjoy country music quite well. Just listening on the radio and some of the lyrics now. I've been writing myself and taught myself how to write, and which has improved over time. Have some originals out, but I thought I'd go down there and spend a little time in Nashville, where I was fortunate enough to meet Hank Snow, and that was a long story how that came about, so we won't go there. Hank Snow, he's a legend down there, and in the Hall of Fame of singers down there. And so I was privileged to perform a few times on the Grand Ole Opry, which was really a good thing for me, and which really got me involved in country more so. And so meeting all those lovely people down there made some great connections with among Scott Brooks and other people that I was just privileged to meet and touch base with often. And I look back upon that time, which really, it was really very helpful, and allowed me to advance a little bit in my own, and I call it's my own really style of singing country, kind of a continental country sound like. And then, of course, later on, I was privileged to meet Fred Weiler, and that was via Skype, in a way, and and then also Facebook was very instrumental, very helpful, really, and really inspired me more so, just getting on Facebook, and where I met also Fred Weiler, got to know him a little bit, and he must have followed some of my music a little bit. He spent 30 years with Jürgen Drews, who was a big pop singer over there in Germany for many years.
Well, Carl, I think you meant Jürgen Drews, not Drews. Well, you're getting too much into English again, but that's okay, fine. So now let us play another one of your songs. It's a wonderful cover of Red Sylvain's song, the sad song Teddy Bear, and it was covered by Johnny Hill as Ruf Teddybär 1-4. And then we continue with the interview.
Ich war seit fast 8 Stunden schon auf der Autobahn, war ganz kurz vor meinem Ziel und hielt mich mächtig ran. Die Sonne, sie stand schon sehr tief, als ich zur Ausfahrt kam. Der Diesel dröhnte neben mir, mein Funkgerät war an, als daraus die Stimme eines kleinen Jungen kam. Er sagte nur, Kanal 1,4 ist hier Erdenbär. Wenn, dann ruf mich doch zurück und sprich mit Teddybär. Bis zur Stadt war es nicht mehr weit. Ich kam ganz gut voran. Ich nahm das Mikro in die Hand und sagte ganz spontan, hey, rufe Teddybär, wo ist der junge Mann? Ich bin auf deiner Welle, kannst du mich verstehen? Es wurde still auf dem Kanal, ich wollte schon weiterdrehen. Da fragte mich der Junge, Fahrer, bist du auch noch dran? Ich sagte ja. Da fing er mir zu erzählen an. Jeden Tag von früh bis spät schalte ich den Kasten ein, sitze im Rollstuhl, kann nicht gehen. Und bin hier ganz allein. Und meine Mutter arbeitet, sie sagt, das muss so sein. Denn Teddy starb auf dieser Autobahn, er war ein Fahrer so wie du, bis er dann nicht mehr kam. Sie sagt mir oft, wir schaffen es und tut, als wenn nichts wäre. Doch jede Nacht höre ich sie weinen. Ich weiß, sie hat's sehr schwer. Und während er so redete, da fiel es mir doch auf, kein anderer war zu dieser Zeit auf Kanal 14 drauf. Er sagte, dieses Funkgerät von Teddy gehört jetzt mir. Es ist der schönste Zeitvertreib mit einem so wie dir. Auch Teddy sprach von unterwegs mit mir, genauso wie jetzt du. Und eines Tages sagte er, mein Junge, hör mir zu, einmal dann nehme ich dich mit raus. Doch leider wurde nichts mehr draus. Ich hörte die Enttäuschung, die aus diesen Worten klang. Ich war längst stehen geblieben. Das packte mich doch an. All das ging mir zu Herzen. Ich pfiff auf Job und Zeit, denn alle konnten warten. Nur dieser Junge nicht, tut mir leid. Ich sagte, Teddybär, wo wohnst du? Wo ist deine Station? Was ich zu tun hatte, das wusste ich längst schon. Nur dieser kleine Funker, der ahnte nichts davon. Er gab mir die Adresse, sagte lebe wohl und irgendwann vielleicht bist du wieder hier. Dann wäre es schön, wenn dich mein Ruf erreicht. Dann war ich still und ich gab Gas mit 80 in die Stadt. Die letzte Kurve, ich war da, ich glaubte nicht, was ich da sah. Da standen 18 LKWs, ich war den Tränen nah. Sie hatten alles mitgehört und fuhren hin und her. Ja, einer nach dem anderen fuhr eine Runde mit Teddybär. 18 Mal die Straße runter und 18 Mal auch rauf. Ich war ganz als letzter dran und trug ihn auch wieder hinauf. Ich hab noch nie ein Kind gesehen, das so restlos glücklich war. Und seine Augen strahlten, es war einfach wunderbar. Er sagte, Fahrer, bitte glaube mir, das war eine Schau. Ich fang dich wieder einmal ein, das weiß ich genau. Und er hielt meine Hand die ganze Zeit schon. Ich schluckte und sagte, ist schon gut, mein Sohn. Dann fuhr ich los und mein Gerät, das war noch auf Empfang, als auf einmal die Stimme einer Frau erklang. Sie sagte, und man merkte es, das Sprechen fiel ihr schwer. Hier ist der Kanal 1,4. Hier spricht Mutter Teddybär. Den schönsten Tag in seinem Leben habt ihr meinem Kind gegeben. Niemals mehr kann ich vergessen, wie ihr zu meinem Jungen wart. Ich danke euch und allzeit gute Fahrt.
So, Carl, tell us a little bit more about how you and Fred Weiler became, well, a managed team. That Fred is your manager now.
And so he found some interest in my voice, I guess, and then before you know it, he came over here in 2013 to Michigan, where I reside here, and we did that video shoot, the famous one, Desiderata, which is really, really taken off, and worldwide too, in many countries. And that was entirely Fred Weiler's idea.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I talked to Fred already too, and I heard that song, I saw the video. It is a fantastic production. This is something that you can show all over the world at any time.
And he did, of course, all the with the children and what have you got. And it was not an easy production. It was very, very difficult, and it was so very nice of him to come over here with his partner and with the crew. And so this is how Desiderata came about in both languages, in German and English, which can be viewed on YouTube. And I recommend it because it is so timely. And it's definitely something which is going to be left behind long after we're gone. So, but very profound words written by Max Ehrman, who was an attorney in Terre Haute, Indiana. And the poem itself was all over the place, in every doctor's office, what have you. So anyways, and I did visit Terre Haute, and that's another story. But Fred Weiler and I, so we've been together since, I would say 2012. Yes, indeed. What a manager, what a great person.
So why don't we listen to Desiderata in German? And then you can tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Geh deinen Weg ohne Eile und Hast und suche den Frieden in dir selbst zu finden. Und wenn es dir möglich ist, versuche den anderen zu verstehen. Sag ihm die Wahrheit, ruhig und besonnen, und höre ihm zu. Auch wenn er gleichgültig und unwissend ist, denn auch er hat seine Sorgen. Egal, ob er noch jung und aggressiv oder ob er schon alt und müde ist. Wenn du dich mit all den anderen vergleichst, wirst du feststellen, du lebst unter Menschen, die entweder größer oder kleiner, besser oder schlechter sind als du selbst. Sei stolz auf deinen Erfolg und denke auch an deine Karriere. Aber bleibe bescheiden, denn das Schicksal kann sich jederzeit wenden. Sei vorsichtig in deinen Geschäften, denn die Welt ist voller List und Tücke. Aber lass dich trotz allem nicht von deinem Weg ablenken. Viele Leute reden von hohen Idealen und überall wird Heldenmut angepriesen. Bleibe du selber und heuchle nicht mit Gefühl. Steh der Liebe nicht zynisch gegenüber, denn sie ist das Einzige, was wahr und unvergänglich ist. Sei dankbar über jedes Jahr, das du erleben darfst, auch wenn mit jedem Tag ein Stück deiner Jugend entschwindet. Bereite dich auf den Augenblick vor, in dem etwas Unvorhergesehenes in dein Leben tritt. Aber zerstöre dich selbst nicht aus Angst vor der Einsamkeit. Sei immer so, dass du vor dir selbst bestehen kannst. Du hast ein Recht, auf der Welt zu sein. Genau wie die Blume, die blüht. Und wie ein Stern in der Nacht. Doch auf dieser Welt lebst du nicht allein. Hast du schon irgendwann mal darüber nachgedacht? Darum schließe Frieden mit Gott, wo immer er dir auch begegnet, ganz gleich, was das Leben dir auch an Schwierigkeiten auferlegt. Lass nicht durch Lug und Trug deine Ideale zerbrechen. Die Welt ist immer noch schön. Versuch auf ihr zu leben und glücklich zu werden.
And there was another influential contact that I had, somebody who's been following my voice, was Alex D. Dondorf from with Adair Records in Osweiler in Germany.
Well, I know Adair Records. They sent me a lot of good music, and this is how you and I got in contact, because through Inge and Adair Records.
So one time he asked me on Facebook if I had any interest in recording with him, what I thought about that. And I thought, I was floored. I said, gee whiz, that's really wonderful to be approached, because I was not a young guy anymore after all. And the older you get, the more complicated things get. But anyway, he offered that to me, and then we didn't discuss it anymore for some time. And it came up again, and then Fred Weiler, my manager, took a trip down to Osweiler to Germany, and they kind of tied this little deal together for me. And it wound up to be an exclusive contract, which is very rare for any singer to get an exclusive contract, which means there's very little cost to me in any way. And so we have put out several albums straight from the heart and Golden Years. One has, I believe, 19 tracks, and the other one has 14 wonderful tracks. And I really recommend for people to download any of my music off Amazon, and it's available worldwide, really. And I think any true fan should really have that. Don't you agree?
Oh yes, Carl, I totally agree, because your music, you have a wonderful voice, and your songs are really fantastic.
That's what I think too, because I have a great fan base worldwide, I believe. There must be people over there in Sweden and Norway and Switzerland and Austria, and I think I'm just so darn fortunate.
Yes, I looked it up. You have a really diverse fan base. You're all over the world. People are listening to you. But you made some great covers of other songs, and that's something that not too many people can do as well as I heard it from you.
And then there is, of course, the people are asking me, how did you, how are you stuck in such a diverse situation like Einmal sehen wir uns wieder with Andreas Gabalier, his great hit, which we made a video out of. Back in 2015, I had a video crew over here, and we did 3 diverse videos. We did Einmal sehen wir uns wieder, and we did Sing Me Back Home, and then we did Sunday Morning Coming Down, which was a production, was half of it was done over here, and the other half was done in Germany, which is quite interesting. And also Canta Libre, which is, of course, one of Neil Diamond's great hits. And that turned out to be a real success as well.
Well, Carl, we haven't played Canta Libre yet and Sing Me Back Home yet, but we will. But now let us hear your cover from Andreas Gabalier. Einmal sehen wir uns wieder.
Ein Blatt getragen vom Wind, geht zum Ursprung zurück als Kind. Weil das Blut in deinen Adern gefriert, weil dein Herz aufhört zu schlagen und du rauf zu den Engeln fliegst. Dann hab keine Angst und lass dich einfach tragen, denn es gibt was nach dem Leben, du wirst schon sehen. Einmal sehen wir uns wieder, schau ich auch von oben zu. Auf meine alten Tage leg ich mich dankend nieder und mach für alle Zeiten meine Augen zu. Was bleibt, ist die Erinnerung und schön langsam wird dir klar, dass nichts mehr ist, wie's war. Dann soll die Hoffnung auf ein Wiedersehen mir die Kraft in meinen Herzschlag legen, um weiter zu leben. Einmal sehen wir uns wieder. Einmal schau ich auch von oben zu. Auf meine alten Tage leg ich mich dankend nieder. Für alle Zeiten meine Augen zu. Ein Licht soll dir leuchten bis in die Ewigkeit, zur Erinnerung an deine Lebenszeit. Einmal sehen wir uns wieder. Einmal schau ich auch von oben zu. Auf meine alten Tage leg ich mich dankend nieder und mach für alle Zeiten meine Augen zu. Auf meine alten Tage leg ich mich dankend nieder und mach für alle Zeiten meine Augen zu.
And but so all in all, the productions were all done by Alex D. Dondorf at their records in Germany, and I think he really, really nailed it by giving me a certain sound and really helping my voice to shine a little above. You know, just he works with me so closely, and he's a stickler for perfection, which I really appreciate.
Well, Carl, I think you're fortunate to have such many people surrounding you who are caring for you. Fred, other records, to really help you with everything. And I think that's for a musician by his heart the most important thing.
And it is really true that I'm very fortunate to be surrounded by such caring people. Like, oh my gosh, and I'm also a shout out to all the radios worldwide which are, you know, have shown interest in playing my music. I mean, from Australia to Melbourne to Ireland to, I can't even think where all the music is playing, which is a great help to me, of course. And of course, hey, in the present situation with this virus going around and people are so scared, you know, I haven't really done any outdoor performances, and as so many other artists right now, it's a really hard time for all of us. So I encourage people, if they want to help me along a little bit and just download some of this fabulous music, that would be nice to listen to, since we can't go out much. And why not do that and go to Amazon and really see what's there. And if you take a trip, don't forget to click on some of those wonderful videos which may inspire you and which are available there, free, of course, to view on YouTube.
Yes, Carl, you mentioned it already. We are fortunate with the COVID-19 that we're all healthy. And I think that's important. And I know for artists like you who love the stage, who love live performances, there's a very hard time. But that's why we are here and play your music.
And I consider myself very fortunate that I'm in good health and very lucky to have made some great contacts, whether it's down in Nashville, in Tennessee, or in Germany right now, and in other parts of the world. And knowing you now, Hans-Peter, this is really wonderful. I really appreciate the time you're taking with me here and having this interview for your radio listeners. That's really wonderful. That is always nice. A shout out to all those wonderful fans of yours too, you know.
Thank you, Carl, and I'm pretty sure our listeners will appreciate that because they know me. I'm always there for something new. So now tell us, Carl, what are your plans for the future? What do you have in mind?
And then, of course, plans for the future. Well, right now the future is kind of iffy. We just don't know about that, you know. And at my tender age of, I shouldn't really go there, but anybody can. You know, I'm not a kid anymore here. I'm closing in on Willie Nelson here pretty soon. But even at 76, you know, you never quit. You keep on. My dreams are less now, and I've accomplished quite a bit. And whatever God gives me here, that's good for me. And just getting out of bed every morning, it's an accomplishment and in itself. And then ever so often to write a good song, which I'm still doing, that's another wonderful thing. And I'm grateful for everything, actually. And I really haven't got any immediate plans as far as that goes. Travel is sort of restricted, so we're just going to go on. We're just going to go on recording if we have a good song, and I think we have a few projects right now in mind with Adair Records. But and all in all, listen, I really appreciate the time that you spend with me here, my friend.
Carl, you don't have to thank me. I have to thank you that you took the time to spend that time with me here, to have that interview. And I wish you all the best for the future. And maybe one day we'll see us in Germany.
And whatever other information, you know, it's available. And I'm sure there's a bio there that people can scan and look at. And visit me on Facebook. I'd really appreciate it. And I wish everyone good health, be happy, and listen to some of my music. I'd really appreciate it. And share it with friends. Thank you so very much, and bless you, and take good care of one another. Bye-bye for now.
Well, again, thank you, Carl, for your time. And we will play now for you listeners out there, Canta Libre, and Sing Me Back Home. I'm sure hope all our listeners enjoy it. And you learned a lot about Carl Emroy, a German immigrant who became a country star in the United States.
Canta libre. Canta vida, de mi madre y mi padre. Canta mi corazón. Para los esos niños, esos niños, canta libre. I got music running in my head, makes me feel like a young bird flying. Crossed my mind and laying in my bed, keeps me away from the thought of dying. Canta libre, canta vida, de mi madre y mi padre. I got music running in my brain, every song with its own kind of meaning. Cleanse the soul and wash away the pain. Baptized by the song that you're singing, canta libre, canta la vida, siempre conmigo. Canta libre, canta libre, canta la vida, canta mi corazón para los niños y sus niños, canta libre, de mi madre y mi padre, canta libre. Led the prisoner down the hallway to his doom. I stood up to say goodbye like all the rest, and I heard him tell the warden just before he reached my cell, let my guitar playing friend do my request. Let him sing me back home with a song I used to hear. Make my old memories come alive. Sunday morning, a choir from off the street came to sing a few old gospel songs. And I heard him tell the singers, there's a song my mama sang. Could I hear it once before you move along? Sing me back home the song I used to hear. Make my old memories come alive. Take me away and turn back the year. Sing me back home before I die. Sing me back home before I die.
Well, my dear listeners, we only have about 7 minutes left, but we continue with music from Carl Emroy. You will hear now If Tomorrow Never Dies, or sorry, If Tomorrow Never Comes, and then we will hear Hallelujah. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the show.
Sometimes late at night I lie awake and watch her sleeping. She's lost in peaceful dreams, so I turn out the lights and lay there in the dark. And the thought crosses my mind, if I never wake up in the morning, would she ever doubt the way I feel about her in my heart? If tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I loved her? Did I try in every way to show her every day that she's my only one? And if my time on earth were through, and she must face this world without me, is the love I gave her in the past gonna be enough to last if tomorrow never comes? 'Cause I've lost loved ones in my life who never knew how much I loved them. Now I live with the regret that my true feelings for them never were revealed. So I made a promise to myself to say each day how much she means to me, and avoid that circumstance where there's no second chance to tell her how I feel. If tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I loved her? Did I try in every way to show her every day that she's my only one? And if my time on earth were through, and she must face this world without me, is the gave her in the past gonna be enough to last if tomorrow never comes. So tell that someone that you love just what you're thinking of if tomorrow never comes. I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, now do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 bathing on the roof. Her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne and she cut your hair. And from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Now, baby, I've been here before. I know this room. I have walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not some kind of victory march. It's a cold